never-before-seen footage of Sean Diddy Combs in the days leading up to his arrest in New York last September.
You want to put the stuff in my fanny pack, King?
The exclusive video obtained by Netflix shows Combs debating with his lawyers about strategy.
Listen to me. I'm going to get off the phone right now, and I am going to let you professionals look at the situation and come back to me with a solution. No matter what, no matter what nobody said. Let's just, here and there, y'all are not working together the right way. We're losing.
The footage is part of a new, highly anticipated docuseries by director Alex Stapleton and rapper and executive producer Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, titled Sean Combs: The Reckoning. Was there anything that surprised you when you were watching?
I think it was surprising that he actually filmed it.
It was very interesting to watch a man who's known for his brand presence. You know, he has a really amazing knack for marketing and all of that, and how he was sort of taking that into account in how he was coming off to the public.
The exclusive video also shows Combs in Harlem greeting fans.
Off my back, bro. Lord, you win. I'm gonna win. Lord, you win. We win it. I'll accept it. I need some hand sanitizer. Hold on. I got it. I've been out in the streets amongst the people. Yeah, I gotta take a bath. Like the amount of people that actually I'm coming in contact with, like that's what I have to do. You know what I'm saying? Oh. It's like 150 hugs.
You're a public person as well, and there was one instance in Harlem, and his reaction when those people
went away.
Got in
his car and said, I feel like I need to wash, like I'm dirt. That was, it shows you his character.
Was that the reason for including it?
Yeah, I mean, what's the odds that you would do that in front of the camera? Like that's one of the moments where he forgot he was on tape.
How do you respond to people who say that it's more about the disdain that you have for Sean Combs than it is for giving the victims a platform?
What they consider a pre-existing beef, right, for 20 years, right, is me being uncomfortable with him suggesting that he takes me shopping, or I looked at it like it was like a tester, like maybe you'll come play with me, type of thing, right? And it's not personal.
I think it's important to also let people know that the show is not completely the perspectives of people that did not like Sean. We weren't trying to just get the highlights, the salacious details, you know, that the real goal was to storytell. And not everyone needed to have an allegation to be a part of this project.
The 4-part series also features 2 jurors from Combs' trial who are speaking for the first time about how they reached their mixed verdict.
$50 Cent is the ultimate troll, y'all. What's going on, everybody? Look, right off the bat, I want y'all to know I don't really indulge in celebrity gossip. However, when there's something that could be learned out of the material, you know I'm going to cover it. In this situation right here is groundbreaking because media as we know it is being revolutionized right in our faces. 50 Cent got some of the jurors. I mean, he got a whole lot of personal footage. This is a multi-series documentary. And so far, there's some bombshells being dropped. We're going to talk about it, but let's get into it.
Finding Combs guilty of 2 prostitution offenses, but clear of racketeering and sex trafficking charges, both sharing their thoughts on the relationship between Combs and singer Cassie. Juror 75 describing them as 2 people in love, and Juror 160 saying in part, domestic violence wasn't one of the charges. Cassie, is she a victim in all this?
I believe Cassie's a victim in all this because she came in as she's like 18, like 19 years old in the very beginning. After a while, over time, you condition for it.
The goal of what the film is trying to do is to let the audience kind of come in to ask questions like, were their decisions colored by certain things, and who got the benefit of the doubt, you know, in that courtroom?
Do you think that hip-hop culture was on trial as much as Sean Combs was?
Look, if I didn't say anything, you would interpret it as the hip-hop is fine with his behaviors. There's no one else being vocal. So you would look at it and just say, because that mind your business, or let me not say nothing about nothing, or...
Now, you know, 50 Cent has a real beef with Diddy, man. You know, 50 Cent's baby mother got desecrated by Diddy. You know, allegedly urinated on and everything. You know, she was at the Diddy parties and she liked it. Publicly, she said she enjoyed her time at the Diddy festivity. So this beef right here, this is a real beef right here. We talking about this guy 50 ain't just chopping it up talking with people who dislike Diddy. No, they got whole camera crews, they got whole setups. You know, they're making professional documentaries, and you know, this is the name of the game now. And all I know is, you know, I personally believe this may backfire on 50. If somebody's gonna make a documentary on me, you know, you need to take notes from 50 Cent. I will want you to do as good as 50 Cent did on Diddy, you know, because at the end of the day, it's just free promotion. At the end of the day, and you know, like it or not, Diddy's gonna come home and he's gonna be that ninja. I don't like it. Diddy's a disgusting character. Diddy is filthy. But just how deplorable the world is, somebody from the likes of Diddy, when he finally get out, he gonna be him. I'm just keeping it a buck with y'all. And he may sue 50 Cent and Netflix and win. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you, man, that's how it is. Yeah, he got the whole Diddy Chronicles, man. 50's a wild boy. He's a wild boy for this. Yeah, you know, whoever wants to make a documentary on me, you need to make it good enough to make, you know what I'm saying, really get the headlines going. You got to really get the headlines going. You got to make me look like a complete maniac, because that's what's going to be popping. You know, you living in a society that likes anti-heroism. So, yeah, now listen, I ain't vouching for Diddy. I think he got Tupac knocked off. I think he got Kim Porter plucked. You know, I believe he poisoned Albie Shore and Jamie Foxx. Everything they saying about this ninja Diddy, I believe it. I believe everything they saying about him, bro. I'm not lying. But this is wild, because Diddy actually fired back at 50 Cent about this. But let's get into it.
Those things, it would allow the entire culture to register as if they're for that behavior.
If Sean Combs watches this, what do you think he's going to feel?
Like, wow, this is amazing. I think he's going to say this is the best documentary I've seen in a long time.
No, that's exactly what Diddy's going to say. Yo, 50 wild for that. No, that's exactly what I would say if somebody put together a good documentary on me. I'm like, yo, this is great. All this production for me? It's like, thank you. You think Diddy ain't heard it all before? This is promotion, man. Y'all gotta understand how the Hollywood elite operate. Even 50 Cent saying that, he knows. He knows. He's like, I think Diddy gonna think it's amazing. And that's true, man. That's how these people think. He gonna be sitting. Listen, he's like, oh, I'll feed into this. I'll be there, Huckleberry. Diddy's gonna turn this into $1. You got Diddy, this moist by choice, abusive, mega maniacal psychopath who's in jail right now, who's getting all this free promotion and to be out in a couple years. Yeah, 50 Cent look real proud of himself. Yo, this is wild, man. This is wild stuff.
What do you think he's going to feel?
like, wow, this is amazing. I think he's gonna say this is the best documentary I've seen in a long time. Because you'll see people saying that. I mean, he may feel a different way about pieces and bits of it, but he knows the truth. I think he'll see the truth in it.
Wow, that was some finish right there.
Yeah, I mean, that's how they work. Let me see. Somebody said 50 happy to drop the doc. The hell is going on? Yeah, them New York cats are different, man. If you're from New York, shout out to you, yo. Y'all beef different. Hey, New York cats, you just got to take them out, man. You just got to take them out because they're going to beef with you to death. Like all the way to their grave, they're going to beef with you. You know, I seen an interview not too long ago. They was interviewing Ja Rule, and they was asking Ja Rule about 50 Cent. He's like, look, man, I got grandkids. It's like, he's like, look, I got grandkids at this point. 50 like, nah, the beef is still on. But this is wild work right here. I want to go to Diddy's response because he did respond, y'all. He did respond. I was shocked that Diddy responded from jail. And, you know, this would leads me to believe there could be a possible lawsuit. You never know. Let's go to End of Night. And the title of this one was Diddy Roasts 50 Cent. It says, yeah, let's get to it.
We have to find somebody that'll work with us that has dealt in the dirtiest of dirty business. We're losing.
Sean Diddy Combs, seen in what he's now calling stolen footage, getting dressed, greeting fans,
I need some hand sanitizer. Yeah, I gotta take a bath.
and arguing with his lawyers 6 days before his arrest in New York last year.
Listen to me. I'm gonna get off the phone right now, and I am gonna let you professionals look at the situation and come back to me with a solution.
Was there anything that surprised you when you were watching?
I think it was surprising that he actually filmed it. That's one of the moments where he forgot he was on tape.
Curtis 50 Cent Jackson at the helm of the 4-part docuseries Sean Combs' The Reckoning, coming to Netflix December 2nd. The longtime Diddy critic sitting down with Robin Roberts on Good Morning America Monday.
If Sean Combs watches this, what do you think he's going to feel?
Like, wow, this is amazing. I think he's gonna say this is the best documentary I've seen in a long time.
Expect more never-before-seen moments, plus 2 jurors speaking out for the first time about how they reached their mixed verdict back in July.
It was a scary situation because you have, 12 people who hold the fate of your life.
As for Diddy, well, he's sharing his thoughts with E.T. from a New Jersey prison, where he's serving a 50-month sentence on prostitution-related charges.
So Diddy in jail talking about this. He responded from prison, y'all. Peep the game, man.
Through a spokesperson, he's calling the project a shameful hit piece that relied on stolen footage that was never authorized for release.
We have to find somebody that'll work with us that has dealt in the dirtiest of dirty business.
Diddy's team says Mr. Combs has been amassing footage since he was 19 to tell his story in his own way. It's fundamentally unfair and illegal for Netflix to misappropriate that work.
Yo, Diddy might be getting that lawsuit, man. Diddy might come home to a bag. See, people don't understand the game. Like, that's why, personally, I'm working on my own biopic. A lot of people try to tell your story for you. And the illegal part is getting a hold of footage that's your footage, actual stolen footage. And, man, I'm telling you, this right here may end up in a lawsuit.
They add, it's equally staggering that Netflix handed creative control to a longtime adversary with a personal vendetta.
How do you respond to people who say that it's more about the disdain that you have for Sean Combs than it is for giving the victims a platform?
What they consider a pre-existing beef, right, for 20 years, right, is me being uncomfortable with him suggesting that he takes me shopping, or I looked at it like it was like a tester. Like, maybe you'll come play with me. type of thing. And it's not personal, but he knows the truth. I think he'll see the truth in it.
Yeah, man. So, you know, that's what may go on, man. And I want to also react to Comedy Hype because they respond to Diddy's response as well. And shout out to Comedy Hype. And, you know, we got to go there because just recently Meg Thee Stallion sued a YouTuber. I think her name is Milano Grams. And, you know, she sued her for 50 G's. And people got to understand the internet, the gossip culture is kind of like a dangerous game. It's a dangerous game. Let's see here.
News, I'm Janaba. The long-awaited Diddy docuseries from 50 Cent has finally been released on Netflix. On Tuesday, the streaming platform would premiere the project titled Sean Combs: The Reckoning, which looks to be a 4-part series aimed at capturing the behind-the-scenes moments leading up to Diddy's arrest, as well as the many things he has been accused of, including the shooting of Tupac Shakur. Now, what has caused an instant reaction for many is 50 Cent's involvement with the docuseries as the executive producer. For nearly 20 years, 50 Cent has become vocal.
And I'm gonna say this as well: 50 got money too, man. You know, we playing at a whole nother level these days. You know, people got paper, man. Like Diddy sues, 50 sues, 50 sues back. It's money. You know what I mean? You know, this beef ain't what it used to be. These guys is doing documentaries on each other. You know, these guys are trying to get to the bag. You know, it's real cutthroat. Once you make it to a certain level, that's how you fight the wars. You know, let's go.
About his issues regarding Diddy after he would allege Diddy tried to take him shopping as a way to test his manhood and boundaries. When the trailer would be released on Good Morning America a day before the project would air.
Yo, it's funny how they keep on bringing up how Diddy tried to take the man shopping. We know Diddy is a big moist by choice zest monster. We already know that. The man was dealing with male prostitutes. He liked male specimen rubbed on his nipples, bro. The man was flying out men doing God knows what with him. He had a whole fetish for male escorts, bro. We know Diddy's a freak body overhead. Yo, thank you for the support. I appreciate it. Yeah, we already know Diddy is a freak body old head, man. We know that, man. He been freaked out in the mind, bro. But we got to stop acting like 50 Cent ain't mad about his child's mother. You know, that's the real beef. They keep it ain't just that he offered to take him shopping and it sprawled this 20-year beef. No. It's not that. It's not that. It's the fact that his child's mother was at the Diddy parties and enjoyed it. That's what it's about, man. Yeah, he got the 4-part series, man. This is wild. Hollywood, the industry, it's all being exposed, man.
Many would become further intrigued when self-produced footage by Diddy would also be included in the project. This move would further add notoriety to 50 Cent's strategy with beefing.
We have to find somebody that'll work with us that has dealt in the dirtiest of dirty business. We're losing.
Puffy, Puff Daddy.
Yo, he said they got to find somebody that work with him who works in the dirty of the dirtiest business. So that shows right there that Diddy is corrupted. He needed somebody to get him out that's dirty. That's basically saying, look, I need corrupt lawyers. I need corrupt jurors. I need somebody who's going to sabotage this case. Yo, that's why we don't feel bad for niggas like Diddy. We don't feel bad for Diddy. Nah, we don't feel bad for Diddy. No Bubba, no Diddy, man. We don't. Because we know, listen, Diddy was lying all the way up until the time he was judged. We know that Diddy is shady, janky. We know that, y'all. So I'm not here to try to like support Diddy, but he may walk away from this victorious. We just never know. Let's go.
All of these reincarnations, all those name changes are attached to really bad deeds.
Everything in life, you're gonna have people that are bad and people that are good. You have to choose your side.
Now, it appears that Diddy and his team, as expected, are calling out the footage being used, and some now expect a lawsuit will soon take place. A spokesperson for Diddy would issue a response to the now released docuseries. Netflix's so-called documentary is a shameful hit piece. Today's GMA teaser confirms that Netflix relied on stolen footage that was never authorized for release. As Netflix and CEO Ted Sarandos knows, Mr. Combs has been amassing footage since he was 19 to tell his own story in his own way. It is fundamentally unfair and illegal for Netflix to misappropriate that work. Netflix is plainly desperate to sensationalize every minute of Mr. Combs' life without regarding for truth in order to capitalize on a never-ending media frenzy. If Netflix cared about truth or about Mr. Combs' legal rights, it would not be ripping private footage out of context, including conversations with his lawyers that were never intended for public viewing.
Yo, I wonder how 50 Cent got a hold of that, bro. Who gave him the footage? If it wasn't designed for public viewing, how did he acquire that, bro? Yeah, I mean, this is wild. I don't know. Maybe 50 Cent had a mole in the Diddy camp. Maybe he had a mole in the camp. But the fact that Diddy was recording that is crazy, bro. That is crazy.
No rights in that material were ever transferred to Netflix or any third party. It is equally staggering that Netflix handed creative control to Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, a longtime adversary with a personal vendetta who has spent too much time slandering Mr. Combs. Beyond the legal issues, this is a personal breach of trust. Mr. Combs has long respected Ted Sarandos and admired the legacy of Clarence Avant. For Netflix to give his life story to someone who has publicly attacked him for decades feels like an
Real 80 says they got it from Diddy's camera crew after he got locked up. That's crazy. So 50 out here paying the camera crew, man. And you know, it was probably lucrative for the camera crew to just sell the footage. You know, 50 probably threw him a couple M's, knowing that once Netflix took the deal, he was going to make money off the footage. That's crazy. Imagine you filming your own documentary. You end up going to jail, and your enemy puts out the documentary while you're in prison with all your footage. That's nasty work, bro. Good gracious. That is nasty work right there. We don't even know if Diddy was, but we're sure that Diddy was paying his camera crew to record. So the camera crew would get sued because that's a breach in contract right there. The camera crew would be sued. 50 Cent would be sued. I think Netflix would be safe. I think Netflix would be safe, y'all. I'm only speculating because Netflix, I don't know, they may be too big of a company for Diddy to even go at. And after Diddy went in on DeLeon, I don't think he want that kind of smoke after getting out of prison with Netflix. I think he learned his lesson about going against these corporations like that. He'll go after 50 and he'll go after that camera crew for that lawsuit. I doubt he's going to go after Netflix, even though he called them out. Because ultimately, once that footage get in Netflix hand, they don't know where the hell it came from. They don't care. Yeah, the game is dirty, man.
Necessary and deeply personal affront. At minimum, he expected fairness from people he respected. In response to Diddy's claims, Netflix would direct questions about the rights of the footage to the docuseries director, Alexandra Stapleton, in which she would state, "It came to us. We obtained the footage legally and have the necessary rights." According to reports, the person who captured the footage identity has been purposely hidden. Now, a part of the frustration with 50 Cent helping to further ruin Diddy's legacy with his new docuseries, Dame Dash would share a comment on his social pages that included a picture of 50 Cent with his ex-girlfriend and the mother of his son, who would later be romantically connected with Diddy. In his caption, Dash would write, "Never trust a black man that will make a documentary tearing down another black man for a white man. That's nasty work. I'm not playing these ghetto games. That's played out."
Man, how many of y'all agree with Dame Dash on this, man? I mean, hey, look, after 50 Cent's child's mother been ravished and desecrated and defiled, they say she was taking all kind of excrement and bodily fluids, and after that, you know, the gloves are off. The gloves are off. I don't think, you know, I don't think that, you know, it's a good look. I don't think it's a good look on either side. But man, that's a beef right there, bro. That's a beef. Let me see. Somebody says my comments were deleted for nothing. I didn't say anything wrong either. This is how you get paid talking about celebrities. It's bigger fish to fry. I thought you were bigger than this pettiness. Charlie Fields, I don't know why you were blocked, but now I kind of understand why you were blocked. Over here on Nubreed Global Truth, we talk about a plethora of issues. And if it's a situation where we can learn from and really, you know, build on, then that's what we're going to do. If you don't like what we're talking about, you can exit stage left. But I definitely don't trust 50 Cent either. He's probably a fed, you know, he's probably just like the rest of these guys. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Somebody said Dame Dash is hating. Somebody said 50 Cent is the biggest troll. He planned this thoroughly. Yeah, man, it's a dirty game. It's a dirty game.
Now, over in his comments, some would applaud Dash's statement, while others would accuse him of doing the same thing when it comes to Jay-Z over the years. As of now, Diddy currently is serving his nearly 4 years prison sentence at Fort Dix Federal Correctional Institute in New Jersey and is expected to be released in June of 2028. His net worth, which has drastically fell since the allegations began, still reportedly sits at close to $300 million.
Damn.
Let's talk about it more in the comments below. Is 50 Cent violating a code by airing this docuseries about Diddy, as expressed by Dame Dash, or is he in the right for creating this docuseries for millions to now see across the globe?
You know, I think all these folks is connected, man. I think they all Illuminati. They all part of the damn secret society, if you ask me. I believe they all connected somehow, and this is all publicity. Yeah. Let me see. Somebody says, I'm still trying to figure out this beef. I legit have no opinion yet. I need more info. Let me see. Somebody says, all I know is 50 Cent or any of these celebs ain't helping me in my everyday life. I'm pretty sure they're compromised. I'm pretty sure they're compromised as well. And, you know, this is one of those situations I think can be a learning experience because we're seeing a lot of lawsuits happening. And you're living in a gossip culture. And I mean, there's a lot of things that we can speculate on with Diddy. Although some things have been proven, But when people take these type of lengths of putting out documentaries and, you know, trying to get footage and all of that, I just think it goes to a level where it becomes embarrassing for the whole community. It just becomes embarrassing. Real 80 says, I agree with Dame Dash. I can't trust a black man that will tear down another black man in a documentary for the white man. Right. You know, that is essentially what he's doing. You know, he sold that to Netflix, got his money by selling another one out. It's a dirty game. Yashara says 50 is definitely taking it too far. Yeah, I don't know what it is about the some of these New York cats, man. They take beef. They just on a different spectrum with it. It's like, yo, you set up there and you got a camera crew. You really paid his camera crew to get footage of this man. It's just a lot, bro. It's a lot. It's a lot. And yeah, Diddy is a monster, man, from what we've seen, what we know. T Midas says, what is Dame talking about? They sold out to the white man. Y'all push poison in the youth. What the hell? Yeah, I mean, the whole secret society is in on it. They're all in on it, man. That's a good question. Who is 50 Cent working for? Who is he working for? Somebody said Tupac was never killed. I'm pretty sure he was killed. And see, that's some of the things that they're bringing out in the documentary, man. You know, you had Diddy up in songs saying, look, forget all the rapping. I'm finna start putting $1 million on people's heads and just get these people out the way. You know, that's what Diddy was saying. Diddy was saying that in songs. He wasn't even rapping. He just was straight up saying it. Like, yo, we just gonna start getting these cats out the way. That's how he was talking in the 90s. He was saying that on wax. That's the kind of stuff that 50's bringing out. Somebody says, damn, I forgot Diddy was connected to those deaths. Yeah, man. They were saying, you know, in the documentary was some stuff brought out about Kim Porter. You know, I'm still viewing. I have not watched everything yet. Hold on, what is going on here? I have not watched everything yet. I'm still viewing. I'm still trying to get the basis of everything what's going on. But once I watch this series, I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about it. And then, you know, it's a dirty game. Somebody says, look, we got to get the likes up on the video, man. I don't know what's up with YouTube and all this damn shadow banning they doing. You know, they just don't want nobody covering the news who got a logical standpoint on things. Let me see. Somebody, Tania says, these men are so rich, they can help the community. They're doing nothing with their wealth. Exactly. But causing more distractions. That's exactly what they're doing, causing more distractions. Yep. Somebody says, y'all wouldn't believe the lengths that you will go through to make you believe something is real. It's unbelievable. You got to ask yourself why they go through such great lengths. Yeah, that's interesting. Somebody says crabs in the bucket. Yeah, you know, when you got these millionaires doing this with their money, that is something that you got to really pay attention to. They could be really, 50 Cent can take his money and really put out something knowledgeable. But all he do is put out violence in the community. He put out the Power series where, you know, blacks are killing blacks. You know what I'm saying? He put out anything that embraces criminality with our people. Let's just call it what it is. You know, we could sit here and talk about how 50's a troll and all of that. But let's just keep it a buck. 50 Cent is not doing nothing for our community. He wrote something called the 50 Laws of Power, where he was pretty much, you know, had his own version of the 48 Laws of Power. So we know that 50 Cent is just Masonic. He's another Masonic puppet that spreads division. He pushes the spirit of Cain. You know, he calls himself Canaan in these TV series and all of that, because that's the type of spirit he pushes. He pushes death, drug dealing, mass division, variance within our community. That's what 50 Cent does. Yeah, all these cats are sellouts. All these cats are sellouts. They could be taking these millions of dollars and putting out a documentary that's going to actually enlighten the people. Something that's got some education to it. Something that's going to help our people, our brothers and sisters get to the bag, because they know how to get to the bag. That's why I respect people like Master P. You know what I'm saying? That be calling it like it is, you know. Master P, he does a lot of work where he's just telling people how to get to it. Something as simple as that. Yeah, they both been in the industry since they were teenagers. These are all industry games. V Dub says 50 used to write for Diddy. Y'all forgot? No, I never knew that. Very interesting. Yeah, all these people are connected. Yeah, 50 Cent, you know, we talk about Diddy, but you know, you got this guy 50 who ain't really doing nothing for the community either. I'm not choosing sides in this. Somebody said real lies, real lies, real lies. That's right. Yeah. I like when these artists get away from the industry and start teaching the people. These people are just really rich slaves. They're really rich slaves. You know, Diddy, let's see, Diddy, he pretty much was raised in the industry. His dad was a big time drug dealer, and his mom was kind of out there, but she did whatever she can do to make ends meet for them. And Diddy, you know, Diddy did whatever he can to align himself with the right people, even if that meant, you know, selling his ass. You know, let's just call it what it is. You know, he was for sale. You know, he got up in Howard, learned a lot of game from the DC cats, and went back to New York with the game he learned. And he, you know, he did whatever to drain people of their essence. And what I mean by that, he just beat, he basically, everybody he was around, and that's what the documentary showing, right? Everybody who he was around, he just pretty much destroyed them. Allegedly. He was and then he became older, and even in his younger years, we knew he was kind of, flexible. Y'all remember Diddy was doing all that dancing. He was kind of flexible, kind of suspect. Everybody that signed on the Bad Boy had 360 deals. All their careers, took a blow. Everybody from Craig Mack to the Locks to Black Rob to the cats that was on Making a Band. I mean, we know Diddy's demo. A big freak body, old head, weird bisexual gangster. No, that's Diddy. That's Diddy, y'all. And 50 Cent, he Yeah, he did Mace wrong, and Mace. I remember Mace kind of like G checking him. I mean, I some of y'all may not be 80s and 90s babies, but I'm just giving y'all the demos. You talk to some of these Gen Zs, they be like, "Who the hell is Diddy?" You Gen Zs don't be knowing nothing about these people. They be like, 50 Cent, who's that? Yeah, these cats, 50 got put on back in the day off that How to Rob junk. 50 did that How to Rob. And ever since then, he's been pretty much trolling the industry. Okay, so V Dub says 50 wrote "Let's Get It" and "I Get Money" remix. See, I ain't know that. Yeah, they all work for each other. They all, it's all a show, man. Like life is but a stage with these people. Somebody said, "Don't do that to Gen Zs." Yeah, respectfully, some of y'all got old souls. But we seen what Diddy did around Justin Bieber, man. We know this dude is creepy as hell, bro. We seen this stuff on camera. He had Usher at damn Diddy Flavor Camp. I don't, look, there's a lot of stuff already in. You got to think of it like this. There's a lot of stuff already available for public consumption. You think Diddy is really mad about what 50 put out? I want y'all to think about it. Now, I mean, he could be because Netflix is a bigger platform, but it's so much out there on Diddy. Yeah, absolutely, real 80s. These are the people they use to represent the black community. They are not us. And this is what we've been trying to tell y'all, man. Like, they want these people, these degenerates, to be the face of black community. That's why we started the image reclamation movement. That's why we started hashtag not for sale. And then you got the tethers out there that want people like Diddy and R. Kelly and all of these individuals to represent us. No, they're not us. These are creator characters. These are 2K creator characters. Diddy and 50 Cent, like, listen, 50 Cent, they showed you 50 Cent was made in a damn lab. His first music video, Go Shawty, It's Your Birthday. And what did Dr. Dre have him at? A lab. These are lab grown niggas. Bred by the industry. Y'all remember the video? They create their characters. They're not real. 50 Cent ain't no gangster. None of them. They're not real, bro. They're created characters that our oppressors make to do what? Brainwash the people. Keep the people distracted. Oh, y'all thought I was just going to get on here and do celebrity gossip. No, there's a method to what we do over here. Now we educate over here. And Diddy was definitely raised by the industry. Yeah, they come up. That's right. Somebody said it. They come up with their backstories and everything. Look, you got shot 9 times. Look, you was a drug dealer from this age. The whole story, all of it scripted. Somebody said disagree. 50 was living that life before the fame, and even if he was, let's say all of them was living that life, there's still a script, and these people still don't represent us. But you might be right. Maybe 50 Cent was a goon who was really robbing people, like he was talking about in the music, How to Rob. But the point that I want to make about that is this is who they choose. This is who they choose to be the face of our community. Somebody said 50 music way better than Puff. Yeah, you know, 50 might have been about that. Like, I don't know. I mean, but they do create these people. You know, I seen an interview with Tupac, and you know, he looked like he came fresh out of his ballet class, and he was talking a certain way, very studious and very just not what you would think is a tough guy. Then the next couple of years, he was the biggest gangster in the damn industry. I'm just saying that to say that they can create a script. I'm just saying that they can create a script. I'm not saying that 50 Cent is a sucker, like you can hit him in the mouth, he ain't gonna do nothing. I'm just saying that they create these people. Yeah, Rick Ross was a correctional officer. Like, you know, like I don't know, man. Somebody says, if you ask me, 50 ain't soft like 50 act soft like a woman. Yeah, Real 80 says, who cares if they was about their life? Them demons were used to wreak havoc in our community by, you know, the you know who's. That's true. And that's the point. These people was used, they created characters used to keep our communities dormant and docile. But I'm telling you, this is wild. This whole situation is wild, man. I'm gonna play this back on Comedy Hype one time for the one time.
The long-awaited Diddy docuseries from 50 Cent has finally been released on Netflix. On Tuesday, the streaming platform would premiere the project titled Sean Combs' The Reckoning, which looks to be a 4-part series aimed at capturing the behind-the-scenes moments leading up to Diddy's arrest, as well as the many things he has been accused of, including the shooting of Tupac Shakur. Now, what has caused an instant reaction for many is 50 Cent's involvement with the docuseries as the executive producer. For nearly 20 years, 50 Cent has become vocal about his issues regarding Diddy after he alleged Diddy tried to take him shopping as a way to test his manhood and boundaries. When the trailer would be released on Good Morning America a day before the project would air, many would become further intrigued when self-produced footage by Diddy would also be included in the project. This move would further add notoriety to 50 Cent's strategy with beefing.
We have to find somebody that'll work with us that has dealt in the dirtiest of dirty business. We're losing.
Puffy.
Yo, why would he say that on camera? We got to find somebody who's dirty to work with us.
Puff Daddy. All of these reincarnations, all those name changes are attached to really bad deeds.
Everything in life, you're gonna have people that are bad and people that are good. You have to choose your side.
Now, it appears that Diddy and his team, as expected, are calling out the footage being used, and some now expect a lawsuit will soon take place. A spokesperson for Diddy would issue a response to the now released docuseries. Netflix's so-called documentary is a shameful hit piece. Today's GMA teaser confirms that Netflix relied on stolen footage that was never authorized for release. As Netflix and CEO Ted Sarandos knows, Mr. Combs has been amassing footage since he was 19 to tell his own story, in his own way. It is fundamentally unfair and illegal for Netflix to misappropriate that work.
Yeah, that's real talk, Epic. He said America is the greatest manufacturer of idols. American Idol. Yeah, and that's the thing. And it's strange because they build these people up just to crucify them publicly. It's really a ritual that they do. You know, they create these characters because they know that people will buy into it, buy into their lives, and buy into their downfall as well. So it's so crazy because they always sacrifice them at the end through humiliation rituals. And it also it galvanizes the community, because if you can build up somebody's heroes and then break them in front of you. Now think about this. They build up your heroes, they build up your idols, the people, they take the best of the best out of your community. They take these just superhero type of ninjas. Like nobody can do what Chris Brown can do. And then they show Chris Brown getting locked up and he has to go through this ritual and that ritual. Why do they do this? Because it's systematically, incrementally breaking down the community that follow these individuals. They build up your idols and then they break them in front of you. What does that do subconsciously? I'm telling you, it's an act of war. It's psychological war on those who idolize these people. That's why, you can't idolize these individuals. They're just not us. They're just not us. I'm telling you.
Netflix is plainly desperate to sensationalize every minute of Mr. Combs' life without regarding for truth in order to capitalize on a never-ending media frenzy. If Netflix cared about truth or about Mr. Combs' legal rights, it would not be ripping private footage out of context.
As far as we know, that footage was prepared for this documentary, and 50 and Diddy can be in business together. For all we know, that footage was made for this documentary. We don't know. Real 80 says, these are the Michael Jordans of degeneracy. Got everyone trying their hardest to chase the same dream to be a degenerate. Facts. Facts. And they all promote the black degeneracy kink. And it's big money in the black degeneracy kink. It really is. Everybody want to watch Power to see who gonna die next. 50 Cent, he does a Power series with a white guy, an Irish guy going around killing black folks. And made the Irish guy the gangster. Tommy Egan. Going around Chicago, starting drug wars with black folks, being top of the food chain, taking over like he's Scarface in the black community. 50 Cent put that garbage out. That's garbage. Yeah, 50 Cent, he feeds into the white supremacy power structure. Yeah, these are the key players in pushing black degeneracy, the kink that sells. And then Diddy, I mean, damn, you had when Diddy was, they thought Diddy was getting out. It was people in front of the courthouse with baby oil. These niggas was spraying baby oil on each other. So you already know what type of audience Diddy gonna have when he get out. He gonna have all the moist by choice, flexible ninjas lined up, fanboying for Diddy. And there's a lot of them. So these are our main, like Real 80 said, these are the Michael Jordans of black degeneracy, 50 Cent and P. Diddy.
Including conversations with his lawyers that were never intended for public viewing. No rights in that material were ever transferred to Netflix or any third party. It is equally staggering that Netflix handed creative control to Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, a longtime adversary with a personal vendetta who has spent too much time slandering Mr. Combs. Beyond the legal issues, this is a personal breach of trust. Mr. Combs has long respected Ted Sarandos and admired the legacy of Clarence Avant. For Netflix to give his life story to someone who has publicly attacked him for decades feels like an unnecessary and deeply personal affront. At minimum, he expected fairness from people he respected. In response to Diddy's claims, Netflix would direct questions about the rights of the footage to the docuseries director, Alexandra Stapleton, in which she would state, "It came to us. We obtained the footage legally and have the necessary rights." According to reports, the person who captured the footage identity has been purposely hidden. Now, a part of the frustration with 50 Cent helping to further ruin Diddy's legacy with his new docuseries, Dame Dash would share a comment on his social pages that included a picture of 50 Cent with his ex-girlfriend and the mother of his son, who would later be romantically connected with Diddy. In his caption, Dash would write, "Never trust a black man that will make a documentary tearing down another black man for a white man. That's nasty work. I'm not playing these ghetto games. That's played out." Now, over in his comments, some would applaud Dash's statement, while others would accuse him of doing the same thing when it comes to Jay-Z over the years. As of now, Diddy currently is serving his nearly 4 years prison sentence at Fort Dix Federal.
Yo, Diddy look happy as hell to be in there, bro. Like, look at him, bro. Is this real footage? He like he just enjoying himself there. Somebody said, somebody says, yeah, P. Diddy still be rolling in the dollars. He will sue 50 Cent. Yeah, you may be right on that. You might be right on that. Yeah, you know, and look, when we talk about this stuff, there's an angle. Like, I don't just talk about celebrity gossip. This is not gossip. This is us examining something that's popping off in the news, and we're going to talk about whatever we want to talk about over here. Somebody said Dame Dash, V-Dub says Dame Dash just did that to Cameron. Right, they all a part of it, man. They all trying to position themselves in a white supremacy power structure. They all want to you know, they all want to get that white dollar at the expense of their brothers.
Correctional Institute in New Jersey and is expected to be released in June of 2028. His net worth, which has drastically fell since the allegations began, still reportedly sits at close to $300 million.
Man, they said he's still sitting at $300 million, bro. He's still sitting at $300 million. This man still Sean Diddy Combs is still a multi-millionaire. And he looks happy in jail. He's having a good old time in there. Yeah. Sean Puffy Combs he's loving it there. Matthew 7:18, a good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. That's a fact.
Let's talk about it more in the comments below. Is 50 Cent violating a code by airing this docuseries about Diddy, as expressed by Dame Dash, or is he in the right for creating this docuseries for millions to now see across the globe? Stay up to date for the latest news in comedy, culture, and sports by subscribing here to our YouTube channel. And if you enjoy content like this, check out hypersclub.com to get a membership to watch full interviews and more original content. And if you have a story that you think we should cover, send us a message now at hyperlers.com. Reporting live from Hyper.
Yeah, look, man, they all together, man. Yeah, you know, I don't know, man. I don't know. These cats is different, man. These cats is different. Yeah, Diddy do look like he at the candy shop in jail. He do. He look like he right where he want to be. That's a vacation for Diddy. And then he's going to come home to $300 million. Like, I mean, it is what it is. These people are different, man. They still part of the elite. You don't remain a $300 million man unless you still are a part of the elite. They still are going to use Diddy. They're not done using Diddy for their globalist agenda. Diddy is still being used. He's still $300 million rich. These guys are still going to be used, man. Diddy is not taking any blows because of this documentary. I mean, I'm going to watch the whole thing. I'm going to watch the whole thing on Netflix. I am, because the stuff is interesting. However, I know that it's all a game. I know it's all a game. Anyway, brothers and sisters, as always, it's always a blessing building with y'all, just stimulating some thought and talking about what's going on in these streets. Y'all be blessed out there. Of course, I got more material coming. If y'all want to support the show, support my Cash App, Nubreed Global Truth. It's right there at the bottom right-hand corner. Any contributions help. I put forth a lot of effort for this work. And if you are someone who enjoys my programs, then support it. But I want to thank y'all. Praises to the Almighty. Y'all be blessed out there. More material coming.